Hello cuties and welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna look at yet another Lee Mujin service episode. Now if you do not know Lee Mujin series, it's a great show where he introduces a lot of mainly 4th gen vocalists, which I'm so thankful for. Not that I wouldn't love my 3rd or 2nd gen, but I feel like a lot of the people, love idols that Lee actually features in his show have not got a lot of chances yet to showcase everything that they can do vocally. And today we're gonna look at XIAOJUN from WayV, which is, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, which is a Chinese subunit of NCT. If you are interested in everything singing and music related, then please don't forget to subscribe. If you would like to see more of my reactions and analysis of NCT, then definitely check my Patreon. The link is gonna be down in the description and in my pinned comment. And on Patreon, I upload up to 6 extra reactions per month, and we've reacted to tons of NCT, including their vampire recording from the studio. So I'm gonna see you there. And now, without any further ado, Lee Mujin and XIAOJUN. Let's go. Okay.
Let's start. We go fly. We won't stop. It's alright.
Beautiful switch from that falsetto down to his core voice. And the falsetto is not really too lightweight either. It does have a certain resonance in it, but the climb down is the tricky part of it. So I'm impressed
I can do
immediately.
This back it up, back it up. So do the hit the line. 시간 아까워. 필요 없어 너만 쌓여. 네가 어디에 떠나게 find ya. It's gonna be alright. 손을 맞대, make a wish.
Okay, like his voice, he has a lot of support and a very beautiful resonance in it. And the switch up with the rap was so fast. Just if you look at his tone quality in the rap and in the singing, it was so diametrically different. And I like it because he's switching almost like between 2 personalities. It's really interesting. The development from the tiny to a little bit of a bigger, chunkier tone with a little bit more value. It does tell me that he works a lot of dynamics. Really nice vibrato.
Now make a wish.
Ah, that was cute. I really like how he was fluctuating between the very aspirated sound and a very clean, punchy tone. It's a lot of fun. It does give a lot of contrast into your singing, into the dynamics, and it sounds really good. And plus into it, he had like a 3rd layer of that rap, so he covered pretty much everything in this one. I really appreciate that.
WayV 샤오준입니다. 반갑습니다. 곡으로
XIAOJUN. Okay, so I gotta remember XIAOJUN. I hope listen, I just started to learn Korean. I have like 1 lesson. I'm doing my very best. XIAOJUN. And that's also probably Chinese, that's not Korean, so XIAOJUN. Ashes. From Celine Dion. Oh my god. Why do I always choose such difficult pieces, but at the same time I see why. Like you want to show off.
What's left to say? These brains working anymore. Every word shut down in flames.
The clarity of those higher tones.
With these broken pieces on the floor, I'm losing my voice, calling on you. 'Cause I've been shaking, I've been bending backwards till I'm broke. Watching all these dreams
A little bit of
watching smoke. Let beauty come out of ashes.
Ooh.
Let beauty come out of ashes. Here when I play it's got all I ask is, can beauty come out of ashes?
That is sang with so much emotion and so much care about every single tone. He can establish a very clean tone, even very high in his voice, without it being piercing and just overbearing and too much. And he can carry that clean tone and make it very, very resonant. And that's really gorgeous. It's really interesting. Usually you have this complete opposite, that you have very clean lower tones, and the moment people approach the higher spaces, they start to be a little bit more aspirated. So, so from the clean to more aspirated, and he did complete opposite. The lower parts were slightly airy, very soft, a little fuzzy, because that's what the air kind of creates in that voice, a little fuzz. And he progressed in this clean upper tone, beautiful, just carried, clean, gorgeous tone.
Use these tears to put out the fires in my soul.
I like his fry too, very sparse but beautiful.
I need you here. Whoa. 'Cause I've been shaking, I've been bending backwards till I'm broke. Watching all these.
The progression of this song is so gorgeous. It's like a lot of Celine songs. The progression gives you goosebumps. And if it's sang properly like this, with a lot of care for dynamics, with a lot of care for detail, not just like, you know, like a wucha, but it's just like, oh, I've heard so many people doing this so incredibly wrong. But if you listen to Celine and him right now, the more care you put into the microdynamics of the build-up and of your voice within this song, the better result you get. I'm just gonna go back a little bit so you get that progression actually.
'Cause I've been shaking, I've been bending backwards till I'm broke. Watching all these dreams go on in smoke. Let beauty come out of ashes. Let beauty
Beautiful
come
bells.
out of ashes. Here when I play to God, oh,
I'm in love. Oh, he did so many things that I always wish and pray and hope that people are gonna do in their singing. For example, he did not progress from a lower chesty belt and kind of build it up, because that's kind of the standard, right? You go, and in the chesty belt, you build it up to that mixed belt, right? And he actually descended into that mix. He descended to it. So he went for that very airy falsetto, very airy head voice, something very sparse, something very lightweight, and descended into that incredible tone. So beautifully done. So beautiful.
can beauty come out of ashes?
He's so much in control of his voice. It's insane. Very well trained. Incredibly well trained. He is in control of such a huge part of his voice. He knows exactly when he's going in and out of the clean tone. He has it so perfectly under control. This is really hard. This is very hard to do, even for people who are singing for years and years. The lightness with which he's doing it is incredible. Beautiful progressions. He sang this song. He really, and there's not a lot of people who really pay homage to Celine Dion when they sing her songs. This is a great version. A lot of Lil Fry. I liked his openers into the Fry. Really pretty. His pronunciation, it's obvious that he's not English native, but his pronunciation was very good for the openers. So he had a very good singing pronunciation, right? So he was finding his vowels, he was finding the resonance in those vowels. He did not keep his jaw stuck.
내 목을 감싸줘 좀 더 아래 내 어깨 좀 물어줘 지쳐버린 하루 끝 이미 해가 돋서도 난 이제야 눈을 감으니 남들보다 늦게 문을 닫는 나의 하루에 장난스럽게 귓볼을 간지럽히며 하루 종일 다른 세상에 있었어도 우린 항상 하루 끝은 함께 하니까.
He's such a great example of singing does not actually have to be loud and piercing and so much out there. You know, if you have a lot of good singers that have tons of control over their voices, are not really like yelly type of loud singers, right? They have actually very a lot of like micro control over their voice, and they do not ever go into the spaces where they're just yelling. Not everybody has to have that like guts type of a big voice, right? A lot of really pretty voices and a lot of good singing techniques comes out actually from less is more. And he's applying it to everything, which is good.
너의 그 작은 어깨가 너의 그 작은 두 손이 지친 내 하루 끝 포근한 네 불이 되고 수고했어요 정말 고생했어요 내게 또 내 어깨가 뭉툭한 나의 두 손이 지친 너의 하루 끝 포근한 위로가 되기를 자연스레 너와 숨을 맞춰
Good hand technique. He's conducting himself very well. It has a lot to do with exactly what he's doing with his voice. He's fluctuating again. You can hear it now very audibly, the fluctuation between the aspirated or the airy parts with like the very, very careful slip-ins to the clean tone and out and in and out. And he's literally conducting it with his hands because it's such a precise work what he's doing with his voice. Gorgeous. The tremble.
나도 어색해진 나를 만나줘.
Beautiful falsetto.
너의 그 작은 어깨가 너의 그
So elegant too.
지친 내 하루가 포근한 이불이 되고 수고했어요. 정말 고생했어요. 내게 더 내 어깨가 뭉툭한 나.
He does use a lot of tremble as well. For example, members of B2B use a lot of tremble. It is kind of the byproduct of this, exactly this dancing on the very, very edge between tension and the clarity of the tone. It's really beautiful. Oh. Very pretty, lightweight, gorgeous. Oh, but there was a lot of focus in this song, honestly. Very detailed. He's so elegant about his gestures too.
정말 고생했어요. 그대 나의 자랑.
A little very much dancing on the edge of the clean tone and the tension in his voice. And he chooses this. And that's blowing my mind because it's such a difficult way to sing. Not that he would be doing it incorrectly, but he's definitely choosing a harder path, something that is really admirable, really difficult for attention. You could see how much in zone he was. He was literally so much in zone that he was conducting himself. He was helping himself. Hands help, guys. If you are singers, if you're singing, try to move your body. The body movement, the hand movement, all of that is going to help you incredibly. It flows through your entire body. And to be fair, a lot of people, me included, do a lot of faces, you know, that are not always pretty, or movement with the hands that you have to kind of think, okay, you're not going to do something crazy. His hand movement was so elegant and almost like calming. It's really pretty. All right, Thinking Out Loud from Ed Sheeran. Let's go.
When your hands don't work like they used to before.
This is his voice completely relaxed. You can hear the, this is too low for me, so I cannot properly show you, but you can hear the warmth in his voice, and kind of that tippy-toey tension is kind of gone. I know that he's going to go back there into that space, but he started so mellow, so relaxed. It's nice to see this side of his voice as well.
And I can't strip me off for your feet.
I love his voice.
Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? And darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. Baby, my heart could still fall as hard as 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just a touch of a hand.
God, I love Lee. Honestly, every time we have the final duet, I'm like, oh, my boy is gonna sing. And this is gonna be interesting. They have very different techniques. And Lee Mujin is such a great singer when it comes to really micro runs. He has a gorgeous riff system that he does. And he does know how to work with a lot of tiny embellishments in his voice. So you can immediately hear it. It's very different from the technique and from the things that XIAOJUN, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name correctly, I'm trying my best, is doing. He is focusing more on this dynamics in his voice, the microdynamics. Lee is much more focusing on embellishments that we know better from R&B, pop.
We are fully loving in every single day. I just wanna tell you I am. So honey now, take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of the thousand stars. They shine from my beating heart.
This is interesting. So he really is matching Lee's energy and trying to make sure that he provide a proper bass. He's going with a fuller tone, much more chesty tone than before. And I just wanted to mention that, like with Lee Mujin, he does a lot of cries as well, because that's just part of the singing style that he prefers. And XIAOJUN haven't done basically no voice breaks, no cries, and now he started to slowly incorporate it to kind of level up the singing style with Lee Mujin, which is really cool. I always like when people keep their aesthetic or keep their style while having a duet with another singer, but at the same time being mindful of the other singer and making sure that the result is good, because this is not, duets are not a competition. A lot of people do tend to forget, duets are not a competition. It's supposed to sound good when it comes out, and this is sounding good.
I'm thinking loud, maybe we found love right where we are.
Oh, that's pretty.
When my hair's up and down and my memory fades, and the crowds
They seem to be vibing with each other so much. I feel like they really, you know, clicked.
Don't play the strings to sing me. I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, you so can never grow. Oh, this evergreen.
So much more prevalent yodels, or like kind of the jumps in the upper registra, much more prevalent cries. You can hear a lot of lightness in his runs as well.
And baby, you smile forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe it's your part of a plan. I'm just keep on making the same mistake, hoping that you understand.
Nice.
Baby, now.
He does have a little vibrato here and there, but it's not something that would be disruptive. And overall, the goal or current kind of the preferred aesthetics is not too much of a heavy vibrato. So if we get in this amount, we're doing great.
Take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of the thousand stars. Oh, they shine on my beating heart. Thinking out loud, maybe we
So lightweight and easy.
right where we
That was a good work with microphone. So if you're not sure how it's gonna pan out the tone that you're going for, especially if you're doing very impromptu ad-libs, and you don't want to like risk that it's gonna be a voice break, just start away from the microphone and just slowly. It's not gonna work with microphone is the whole thing that people learn. It's a whole kind of a knowledge and exercise behind it. So this was just a fun little detail.
So baby now, take me into your loving arms, kiss me under the light of the thousand stars. Oh darling, please show it to my beating heart.
Little voice break.
Baby, we found love right where we are. Baby, we found love right where we are. We found love right where we are.
It's really fascinating how every single singer, when they go to Lee Mujin's service, showcase their voice in different ways. XIAOJUN showed it so beautifully, but in so many different levels. He really, like, his voice morphs and changes when it comes to different places that he's basically singing in. Whether his chest, even chest was a little modified. He was modulating it quite a lot. But it is that mix and that you know, falsetto where he shines for me, and the way he played with air and the cleanliness of the tone, and how he was able to find so much resonance and beauty and support in tones that were so lightweight, and was able to develop them so beautifully. He did so well. I love him. I really want to hear him sing in WayV. I hope that I'm gonna get a chance to react to them. I am excited about him. I think he did a great job. I think Lee Mujin's reaction always, you know, it's Lee Mujin always has the same reaction as me. And you can tell that someone's good when both of us are like, wow. So we had, yet again, we had very matching energy with Lee Mujin. We've got the matching energy. We love that boy. And we both vibed with that boy. Like, it was such a cool performance. And if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe right here. Here is the video that YouTube actually recommends for you. And here is the rest of my reactions. Please stay safe and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.